Y'all thought I forgot about this one? I did though. For a brief period of time, I did. Anyway, this will be what if Zeldris was Naruto. I last left this part off with fuck Obito kicking the bucket in front of Rin and Kakashi and Naruto. So let's just jump right back into it. So Naruto just looks at him, and Kakashi looks at Naruto and was like, "You can't just let him die. He's the only one I got left." And Naruto looks at Kakashi and was like, "Oh, damn." And he looks at Rin, and Rin she's like still like 18, like not 18 shit. She's still like 12 or some shit, and she's just sitting there crying. And Naruto's like, "I swear I hate children." Okay. So, he asks Orochimaru, who's a weird ass, to do something. And Orochimaru was like, "I can help him." And Naruto's like, "I swear to God, if you try to take this kid's body, I'm going to fucking kill you." And Orochimaru was like, relax. I was thinking about it, but now that you mention it. So, yeah. Rin doesn't get reanimated completely. So she ends up, falling away into like some papers and shit. Kakashi, they had like a whole little sentimental moment right before she listened. But no, it was not romantic. Fuck off. She was like 11. This nigga's like fucking 30 some shit now. Or 20. That's all different types of cases in one. Shit. So, yeah. After those 3 days, Kakashi comes to get Obito, and Obito's up and moving around. And it's like Naruto decides to go, "Oh, I could just send some people to go get him." So he sends, he sends Karin and he sends, Sakura to go get Obito. Because, mind you, Obito has seen Naruto. He hasn't seen anybody else like Naruto. So, when they get there, he's like, "Bro, like, what's with this? Like, what's with the get-ups?" And Connie looks at him and was like, "There's nothing wrong with us. Just let's go." Naruto's waiting. And then Sakura was like, "Yeah, you don't want to let him wait for too long. He gets scary after a while." And then I'm gonna say, Ryu, he appears, like he comes out the tree, and Ryu and Sasuke, because they like mainly stay together. Ryu and Sasuke were like, you two better hurry up, especially you, Sakura. You're still in Naruto's bad graces from not too long ago. And Sakura puts her head down and was like, "Yeah, I know, damn it. But maybe if I," she's like, "But maybe if I can finish this mission and complete it without it going off without a hitch, maybe he'll I won't be in trouble with him anymore." And Karin was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And Obito's just watching their reactions to each other, and he's like, "What the fuck? Excuse me?" So they start heading back to the village. And then when they get to the Hidden Leaf village, Obito realizes that Naruto's damn near turned half of the Leaf village into a fucking boot camp to weed out the bad soldiers from the good ones. And then every bit of money that they don't pour in the military doesn't go like to Naruto. It doesn't go to the rich people in the village. It goes straight into the towns. Like he's quartered off. Like he took a quarter of the village and turned that into like a boot camp area. No. We're gonna say like like a little forest right outside the Leaf Village. I'm gonna say he had some Earth style people can like build an Earth like the wall like a separate wall, but attached to the hidden leaf wall, and that it's like a decent let's say like sort of mile long. Yeah, it's about a mile long and a mile wide, and basically they run like training camps and shit over there. And Naruto pours like 50% of the money that they all own into. No, he pours, I'm gonna say 25% of the money that the Hidden Leaf gets on a daily basis into their military, and 50% into the village, and like the other 25% he pours into like manufacturing things and shit like that. And Naruto's logic for not pouring all his money into the village is they have to learn to work with what they got. They can't just depend on all these new technologies and just the captains to be overpowered. So yeah. So it's either they get weeded out or they're just gonna suck ass. Or they're just gonna, be gods. So, at the same time that Obito is coming to the Leaf Village, the Raikage is coming to the Leaf Village, the Kazekage is coming to the Leaf Village, the Mizukage is coming to the Leaf Village, that Stone Hokage coming to the Leaf Village. That's the only one of them I don't know the name of. Because, I'm pretty sure those niggas was, irrelevant throughout half the fucking whole, Shippuden arc, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so, oh, shit. Yeah, so Naruto, when Obito gets there, he notices that the Hokages are there. And Obito's thinking now he's gonna get put on trial, but he can't go back to Madara because his thing already activated, meaning that Madara already knows what he did. So if he goes back to Madara, Madara's just gonna kill him. So he just tucked it up and he walked inside the Hokage's office. But before he did, as they were walking into the office, Sakura busts down the door with the Hokages in there talking about, see, I brought him here, Naruto, I brought him here. And Naruto looks up at her, and Gaara looks at Naruto, and was like, who that? And Sakura stops and was like, really, girl? I'm gonna say Sakura hasn't cut her hair. So her hair is relatively long. And the last time that Gaara saw Sakura was still little baby. So then Tamari, I'm gonna say Tamari was already in the room. Tamari chimes in and was like, that's Sakura, and that's nice, Sakura. You're dismissed now. And Kadin hits the corner and was like, hi. And just walks off. And the Mizukage was like, bro, what is this? What do you got going on here? And Naruto's like, don't worry about it. Anyway, this is Obito. He is a friend of mine. And Obito walks further into the room, and Naruto was like, he has information that he was going to share with us. So Obito starts telling them what Madara is planning, and the Raikage tells Naruto, well, if that's the case, you can't be on the battlefield. And Naruto looks at him and was like, bro, who you talking to? Can't be talking to me. There's no way that he's talking. He stopped and looked at Tamari. He was like, is he talking to me? Is he talking to me? He just can't be talking to me. This coming from the dude that almost died to fucking Sakura. I mean, I almost died to shit. This coming from the dude that almost died to fucking I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember half the shit I did in this anime. This what if. Anyway. So, yeah. Like, Naruto's Naruto just basically reassures him that Sakura is probably stronger than the Raikage. And the Raikage, you know, he's in disbelief at first. And Naruto was like, oh, well, I'm stronger than her. And if you can't beat her, you definitely can't beat me. And the Raikage was like, oh, I'll take that challenge. And Naruto called Sakura. And Sakura was just sitting at the door. And she's like, I'm already here. And Naruto was like, oh, we could take this to the training ground. And they go to the training ground, and the Kazekage and the Mizukage were like, what do you, like, how did you make this? Naruto was like, oh, it's just a low budget training ground. And the Mizukage was like, we spend so much money on our training grounds. And Naruto was like, and that's exactly why your soldiers depend so much on certain things. See, if you use less money and have to make the soldiers work with what they got, it makes them stronger and smarter. Instead of more reliance on things on certain battlegrounds. Like, you idiots do. You got a little bit of sand over there. Got some little, like, mountains and shit over there. Little rocks and shit over there. We got some water over there. Got some clouds. Like, we got some things that go all the way up the clouds over there. Like, we got the shits over here. Yeah. So then, like, Obito, you know, he asks Naruto, like, what's the thing that's surrounding Sakura? Like, he basically names off them, and then he says, and you too. And Naruto was like, that's disclosed information. Sorry, but I don't trust you well enough to tell you that yet. And he was like, okay. So then Hinata walks up to Naruto and taps him on the shoulder, and I was like, yo, she wants to see you. And Naruto looks over. Naruto was like, ah, fuck. Don't say no thank you. And Hinata looks at him and was like, okay, I guess. If that's something that you want. So she walks off, and Naruto was like, tell her I'll see you later. Like, I'll go and talk to her later. And Naruto was like, tell her I'll read her a bedtime story or whatever. And Hinata was like, okay. Or you could just tell him I'm Hokage and I'm busy. And Hinata was like, okay. Like, you keep telling me this shit, ain't gonna make me want to, like, say it. And Naruto was like, okay. And she's like, okay. So then, fucking Obito, Obito was like, wait, she has it too? Naruto was like, bruh, like, damn near everybody that I know have it, almost. The only people that don't have it is Ryu and Sasuke. And a lot of you all, but, you know, I'm gonna talk about those. So then, Jiraiya, gets let out. Like, Jiraiya's walking around, and he like, he senses Naruto and a different, like, chakra coming from a different place. So he walks over there and he sees that Karin, Tamari, Sakura, and Sasuke and Ryu were all standing there with some guy, and then fucking the Raikage and the Hokage too was standing there too, and the Raikage was fighting Sakura, and Jiraiya runs over there and was like, yo, you can't be she can't be fighting Hokages. And Naruto looks over and was like, oh yeah, who said that? I didn't. And Obito turns around and sees Jiraiya, and he was like, I thought you were dead. From what I've heard, didn't Naruto kill you? And Naruto's like, yeah, I reanimated him, so his life is mine if he doesn't get out of my fucking face. And Jiraiya was like, that's not right, Naruto. You can't just go around throwing your weight around. And Naruto looks at him and was like, I'm just doing what any Hokage would have done in that situation. Throw their weight around. Anyway, escort him back to his cell. Escort him back to his own house. And Ryu was like, gladly. And Ryu pulls Jiraiya, and he says, Sasuke, you coming? And Sasuke's like, yeah, sure, just give me a second. And he was like, this fight's about to end. And Naruto's like, oh yeah, how come? He was like, look at the way that the Raikage is standing. He's starting to get tired. Sakura is just getting started. And as soon as he says that, Sakura I don't know. Hold on. Okay. So basically what happens is, once Sasuke says that, they go up in the air, and Sakura grabs the Raikage and throws it throws this thing into the ground. And she lands on top of him, and she's like, I won. And Naruto just starts laughing, and he looks at Sasuke, and Sasuke looks back at him, and he's like, huh. Anyway, I'm not out. And he he disappears, and Obito's like, bro, what is this? This village was on some next level steroids. So yeah, Obito finishes telling the Hokages what was going on after that, and the only tail beast that Madara didn't have was an 8 and 9 tails, meaning that he's most likely going to try to start the war again, start the war now. And as soon as he says that, Zetsu appears, and basically, Naruto's preparing his army already, and the armies of the other Hokages are already being prepared thanks to a messenger from Naruto, from Naruto's village. So when they all got to where they were supposed to be, Naruto was like, it doesn't matter, I already got soldiers everywhere. Well, including y'all soldiers, but soldiers to say the least. And you're like, what? And Naruto's like, this is a huge threat. We need to handle it now, rather than for it to pop up and bite us in the ass later. And Naruto's like, and I'll be taking Jiraiya and Tsunade and my own group. And you guys have your armies. So he they all head out. Wait a second. Were there wars? It doesn't matter. Anyway. So yeah. basically, Naruto, like when they get there, oh shit, Naruto's like standing in the back with his little group, and his shinobi are standing in front of him. Madara sees Obito with Naruto's group, and Obito still has like his mask on, and Madara is still thinking that they don't know who Obito is. He says his name, and he says that Obito was working with him for like the longest time. Obito, it's good, you can come back over here now. Naruto doesn't move, and Naruto looks over at Madara and just starts laughing. And Madara was like, "What's so funny?" Naruto looks at him and was like, "Oh, the thing that I thought was so funny is that you actually thought he cared. Like he knows what you did to Rin. Not a very nice topic, if you ask me. You know, the fact that you put a 9 tails in there that you didn't want. Not a 9 tails, a 3 tails in there that she didn't want. Then programmed it to release when she got back into the Leaf Village. And then after that, instead of like letting it just go loose, she killed herself to this fucking thing. To Kakashi Shirori. And Kakashi's sitting on the hill, like he's up there with him. But like the entire time, like nobody's paying attention to their conversation, because the entire time that they were talking, Sakura was being like Sakura started to act like a little kid. Like her attention span was just all over the place. She's over here chasing dust around and shit, throwing rocks at people. And Naruto looks over at Sakura, and Sakura looks back at Naruto, and Naruto's like, "Really? You this is how you choose to lose your abilities?" You know, I would greatly give them to someone else. I'm pretty sure anybody down there in our rank of shinobi would love your abilities. And she's like, "Not fair." And Hinato's like, "Oh, pretty sure that's fair." And Kaiden chimes in and was like, "You're acting a little childish. You should probably stop." And then like the other Hokages come, like they walk up, and Minato stops and looks at Naruto and was like, "You seem familiar." Naruto was like, "Yo, what's up?" And Jiraiya is down in like the general army, but when he sees Minato, he jumps up, like he gives Minato a hug, and Minato was like, "Jiraiya," and he was like, "This is Naruto," and Naruto's like the Hokage now, and everybody was happy up until they find out how Naruto became the Hokage. Minato was like, you can't like do this, Naruto. Naruto was like, "I'm not gonna have the same conversation that I had with Jiraiya with you. We have bigger fish to fry." And that's it. So, you know, Madara says enough of this, and he uses he summons the ghetto statue, and it absorbs the tail beast, which makes it be able to produce those things, and everybody starts fighting them. And Minato notices that the Hidden Leaf Shinobi are acting like full fucking units, like boosted is good, and after I'm gonna say 3, maybe 2 minutes after that, Madara finally absorbs the 8 tails. And since he can't get the 9 tails, because Naruto is being guarded, and you know he can't necessarily move around when every other few seconds there's the Hokage in his fucking face, so he just says fuck it and he just absorbs the shit. Well, no, I'm gonna say he takes the tail beast out of Minato. Like the 9 tails, that half of the 9 tails out of Minato. And then, yeah. So now, let's give Naruto a new form. No, it's been a while. But basically, mm basically, Naruto's form is the QB mode, but just black. Like it's more black than orange. Like just rearrange the colors. Like the black spots is where the orange is, like the black lining and shit is where the orange is, and the orange is where the black is. So yeah. And then like once Madara turns into like the Sage of Six Paths, Sakura finally like metals up. She's like, oh yeah. She starts moving around. I was like, it's time to throw down now. And Kanin summons her swords, and he Tamari looks at Naruto, like looks over there, and she's like, I don't really care, but okay. And Ryu was like, I'm about to burn the fuck out of him. And they jump down there, like they body flicker down there. And Madara was like, see, I knew this form would get you guys' attention. And they start fighting. And the thing that happens is when Ryu uses his fire, Madara notices like it's not natural fire. It's like, well, it's not like jutsu fire. That fire is coming out of his body, kind of like his own ability, like his, not a Genkai, but like his own fucking ability. So it's gonna burn him. So Madara, like, he's like, wait a minute, pause. So, a couple of minutes pass, and Madara, kind of getting his ass handed to him. And right before Naruto could, like, full on fight Madara, Black Zetsu uses his, does the thing that he did in canon. And Kaguya appears. Like, he starts turning into Kaguya. And this is where I'm going to be ending this part off. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all did, drop a like. If y'all enjoyed my content, please subscribe. Anyway, peace out.